It's actually pretty amazing to think you could uh, learn to really speak English in just 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
For some of you, that might be about, well, acing exams.
Mm.
For others, it's finally being able to travel without feeling lost. Or maybe it's diving even deeper into your favorite video games.
We're just connecting with friends online without those, awkward translation moments.
Exactly.
It really speaks to that power of connection and exploration that drives so many people to learn English. It becomes a key, doesn't it?
It really does. A key to unlocking new experiences. And that's exactly what we're digging into today on the Deep Dive. We've got a concrete, step-by-step plan to get you speaking English effectively within 3 months.
Like a roadmap.
Yeah, think of this as your personal roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission is pretty simple. Give you a clear, actionable path so you can confidently start learning and, leave that overwhelmed feeling behind.
And it's important to frame this right, I think. We're not talking about achieving, perfect native level fluency in 90 days.
No, definitely not.
It's more about building a robust foundation and making real strategic progress over that time.
So how do we break this down? We're going month by month. Month 1 is all about setting up your base.
Building the foundations.
Month 2 is where we ramp up the practice. And month 3 is focused on applying your English in the real world. Ready to get started.
Definitely. Let's dive into that crucial first month.
Okay, month 1, weeks 1 through 4, build your base. The core idea here is, exactly that, setting down a solid foundation.
Like learning to walk before you try running.
Exactly. It's like learning to walk before you even think about running a race.
Yeah.
We're focusing on getting comfortable with the essentials, vocabulary, listening, and just starting to form basic sentences for speaking.
That walking before running analogy really works. A common mistake is trying to absorb just way too much too quickly.
Right. And then you get discouraged.
Yeah. This first month is really cultivating familiarity, getting comfortable with the very fundamentals.
Okay, let's get specific. Starting with vocabulary. The plan suggests learning 10 new relevant words every single day.
10 a day. Seems manageable.
Yeah, and by relevant, we mean words you'll actually, encounter and use often. Think about terms related to school, music, games, basic stuff like I want, I like.
And those really useful ones like where is, practical things.
Exactly. That focus on immediate use is key here. Yeah.
These words are like the basic building blocks for communication. Unless you get those early wins, builds momentum.
And how do you actually get these words into your brain, make them stick?
Yeah.
Well, the sources point to some great tools. You've got apps like Quizlet, Anki, Memrise.
Oh, yeah, those are popular.
They use clever techniques like flashcards and something called spaced repetition. It basically shows you words you're about to forget more often.
Right, and the ones you know well, less often. Super efficient for long-term memory.
Yeah. And hey, don't overlook good old paper flashcards either. Sometimes simple is best.
The crucial thing with any vocab tool really is consistency. Short, regular practice sessions. They're way more effective than trying to cram huge lists now and then.
Right. Little and often. Okay, let's move on to listening. This is absolutely vital.
Training your ear.
Yeah, the aim is to train your ear to the sounds, the rhythm of English. Try to listen for about 10 to 15 minutes every day.
Just 10 or 15 minutes.
To start, yeah. The trick is to start with content that's actually understandable. Think cartoons or maybe YouTubers who speak a bit slower, more clearly.
Okay.
And at this stage, definitely use subtitles in your native language. Don't feel bad about it. They're like training wheels.
Yeah, that initial immersion, even with subtitles helping, it starts to get you used to English pronunciation, basic sentences, without the pressure of needing to understand every single word right away.
And there are some fantastic resources out there specifically for beginners. Channels like Speak English with Mr. Duncan, BBC Learning English, lots of free stuff.
Good pointers.
And you might laugh, but even shows like Peppa Pig or Dora the Explorer. Surprisingly effective at this stage.
Really? Peppa Pig.
Seriously. The language is simple, it's repetitive, it might seem really basic, but trust me, it works for building that initial comfort level.
Well, I guess the key thing there is finding content that's both understandable and engaging for you.
Exactly. Makes it less of a chore.
So it's more enjoyable. But what challenges might listeners face finding the right stuff? Where could they go wrong?
That's a great point. I think sometimes people jump straight into movies or really complex podcasts and just get totally lost and discouraged.
Aiming too high too soon.
Yeah. It's about finding that sweet spot,
Right.
where it's understandable enough to follow, but maybe has a few new words sprinkled in to keep you learning.
Makes sense.
Now, let's get to speaking, which can definitely feel a bit uh, daunting at first.
The scary part for many people.
Totally. But the plan suggests starting really simply. Talk to yourself.
Just talk to yourself.
Yeah, seriously. Just describe what you're doing through the day. Simple things like, I am brushing my teeth or I'm going to school. It might feel a bit weird,
Okay.
but it gets your mouth moving and your brain starting to think in English words.
Huh. That talk to yourself technique, it actually sounds pretty good for building confidence. You're forming sentences without the pressure of someone else listening.
Exactly. It's a safe space to just try things out. Pronunciation, sentence structure.
Right.
And, you know, someone once told me a funny story about using a hairbrush as a microphone to practice speaking.
Huh. Okay, I like that.
So if you feel a little self-conscious, just grab your hairbrush. Imagine you're giving an amazing speech. No judgment.
That makes it feel more approachable, less intimidating, sort of normalizes that initial awkwardness.
Yeah. So by the end of this first month, what kind of speaking should you realistically expect? The goal is basically managing basic introductions. Your name, where you live, things you like.
And asking simple questions.
Right. Asking really simple questions.
Mhm.
It's all about putting those first conversational building blocks in place.
And that feeling, of actually being able to do that after just 1 month. That's going to be a huge motivation boost.
Totally. All right. Month 2. Weeks 5 through 8, practice makes progress. Now we're shifting gears a bit.
Okay.
You've built that initial base, and now it's time to really put those skills into action. More active practice, starting to interact more.
Exactly. This month is about moving from more passive learning to actively um, engaging with English in different ways.
So first up, social speaking. The plan recommends using language exchange apps, things like Tandem or Hello Talk.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
They're fantastic because they connect you with native English speakers, and often they're learning your language too, so it's a swap.
Right, a language exchange.
Even just sending a few messages each day can make a real difference.
Yeah.
Builds confidence, gets you used to how people actually talk.
The beauty of those platforms is that reciprocal thing, isn't it? It feels supportive. Making mistakes is kind of expected, and you learn from natives in a collaborative way.
Yeah, exactly. And for all you gamers out there, here's a fun one. If you play video games with voice chat, turn that microphone on.
Ooh, interesting. Even if you're shy.
Yeah. Even if you feel a bit shy, just try communicating with your English-speaking teammates. Games like Fortnite, Roblox, Minecraft, they can actually be great low-pressure places to practice your English while you're just having fun.
That makes so much sense. Tapping into something you already enjoy.
Right. It almost doesn't feel like studying.
It shifts the focus from formal study to just using the language in a context that's already fun and familiar.
And here's a tip that might seem small, but it's actually super effective. Try changing the language settings on your phone and your social media accounts to English.
Ah, the immersion trick.
Yeah. It might feel a bit strange at first, but you'll be surprised how quickly you start picking up new words, seeing them used in context all the time.
It's like constant, subtle immersion.
Pretty much. That consistent exposure, even in tiny doses through your phone, it reinforces vocab and gets you used to common phrases online.
Makes sense.
Now for listening, we're going to step things up a bit.
Okay, level 2 listening.
Kind of. The recommendation is to start watching your favorite TV shows in English, but this time with English subtitles.
Ah, okay. Not native language subtitles anymore.
Exactly. Yes, it will be more challenging, but believe me, it's a really effective way to link the spoken word with the written form. You'll absorb new vocabulary and sentence structures much faster.
That active engagement with both the sound and the text, yeah, I can see how that would speed things up. You see the words, you hear them, it clicks. What are the main benefits of English subtitles specifically now?
Well, I think it really helps bridge that gap between what you hear, which might still sound a bit fast or unclear, and the written words you might already recognize. It makes those unfamiliar sounds less intimidating and helps you start connecting them to their spellings.
Yeah.
And let's get those fingers moving too. Writing practice.
Oh.
The plan suggests trying to write just a short paragraph in English every single day. It doesn't have to be perfect, not a masterpiece. Just write about your day, maybe someone you like, your favorite song, anything.
Just getting thoughts down on paper or screen.
Yeah. It's great practice for actively putting your thoughts into English sentences.
That daily writing habit, it helps solidify vocab and grammar, right? And forces you to actually construct sentences, which is different from just recognizing them.
Exactly, exactly. Now, if you're still feeling a bit nervous about speaking directly to other people,
Yeah.
totally understandable. Here's a really helpful tip. Record yourself.
Record yourself talking.
Yeah. You can use your phone to make private TikTok videos only you see, or just record voice notes.
Ah, okay. So nobody else hears it.
Right. It lets you hear how you actually sound,
Hmm.
maybe spot things you want to improve, all in a completely pressure-free zone.
That self-reflection through recording, yeah, that could be incredibly valuable for pronunciation, confidence, without worrying about judgment.
For sure. So, what should you be aiming for by the end of month 2? The goal is to be able to introduce yourself with a bit more detail, talk about your hobbies, your family.
And actually have simple conversations.
Yeah, engage in simple, basic conversations. You're moving beyond just single sentences, starting to have a little bit of back and forth.
That's a big step, moving towards actual conversational competence.
Yeah.
Building on month 1, focusing on practical communication.
Exactly. Okay, we've arrived at month 3. Weeks 9 through 12, real-life English.
The final stretch.
This is where things really start to, come together and feel
Yeah.
more natural. The core focus here is all about actively using English in your everyday life.
And starting to think in English more.
Yes, and getting to develop that more intuitive way of thinking in the language.
Okay, so this final phase is about deeper immersion, moving from structured learning to just weaving English into your day.
Precisely. Let's start with music. The plan suggests really immersing yourself in English music. But don't just listen passively.
Actively listen.
Yeah, look at the lyrics.
Yeah.
Try to understand what they mean, maybe even sing along. Artists like Ed Sheeran, Olivia Rodrigo, even groups like BTS with their English songs. Great starting points.
Music adds that emotional, cultural layer, doesn't it? Makes it more memorable, more fun. And understanding lyrics. Huge vocabulary boost in context.
Totally. And podcasts. There's some fantastic English podcasts specifically designed for language learners.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Check out shows like The English We Speak or All Ears English. They often have shorter episodes focused on specific bits of language. Idioms, natural expressions, super helpful for listening comprehension.
Oh, practical, everyday English stuff you might not get in textbooks.
Exactly. Now, this is where the real progress happens. Real conversations.
Okay, the deep end.
Huh? Yeah, maybe. It's time to make it a priority to have actual conversations in English. Voice calls, video chats, maybe join an online language meetup.
Even if it feels scary.
Especially if it feels scary. The plan suggests even doing this just once or twice a week is incredibly valuable. Builds fluency, confidence in real-time talking.
That direct interaction.
Yeah.
Despite the nerve, it's crucial, isn't it, for conversational flow, pronunciation, getting used to different accents?
Absolutely essential. Here's a slightly more adventurous idea. Try creating short weekly vlogs in English.
Blogs, like video blogs.
Yeah. Talk about your week, your goals, review a movie or a game, whatever interests you. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's more about getting comfortable expressing yourself in English regularly.
That combines speaking, planning what to say, maybe even a bit of performing. Multisensory learning reinforces it from different angles.
Exactly. And this is a big one. Make a conscious effort to think in English.
Think directly in English without translating.
Yeah. Try not to translate everything from your native language in your head first. The plan gives a simple example. You see a cat, don't think the word in your language first. Immediately think cat.
Okay, that takes practice.
It definitely takes practice, but it's a real game changer for fluency.
Right. It bypasses that slow mental translation, allows for more natural, spontaneous speaking. Key step towards really internalizing the language.
Totally. So what's the ultimate goal by the end of month 3? You should be aiming to comfortably hold a conversation for, say, at least 5 to 10 minutes.
About everyday stuff.
Yeah, about daily life, your opinions, maybe even your dreams. It's about being able to express yourself with a decent level of fluency and ease.
That level of conversation, that's a huge achievement in just 3 months. Enables real, meaningful interactions.
Absolutely. Now look, learning a language isn't always, a smooth ride.
Definitely not linear.
Right. You might hit points where you feel stuck or progress feels slow. It's completely normal. So let's talk quick about staying motivated.
Yeah, keeping that motivation high is critical. What are some common reasons people lose steam, do you think?
I think sometimes it's easy to get discouraged by mistakes or feeling like you're not improving fast enough. Comparing yourself to others is a big one too.
Yeah, the comparison trap.
So first off, Make it fun. Actively combine English learning with things you already love. Passionate about music. Dive into English songs, into art, sports, cooking. Find English stuff related to those things.
Right, integrate it with your passions. Makes it feel less like a chore, more like just part of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Creates positive feelings about the language.
And set yourself small, achievable weekly goals. Instead of just become fluent, which is huge.
Vague.
Yeah, try something specific like learn 50 new words this week or have one short chat with a native speaker. Smaller steps feel less overwhelming.
And give you regular wins.
Exactly. Breaking it down provides regular chances for success, reinforces good habits. Celebrating those small wins is really important for momentum.
Definitely.
And don't forget to reward yourself when you hit those mini goals. The plan even playfully suggests, like, treating yourself to ice cream.
Whatever works.
Whatever works. A small reward is a great motivator, helps you acknowledge your progress.
That positive reinforcement, powerful stuff for keeping you going and associating learning with good things.
For sure. And remember, learning a language is gradual. It's like going to the gym.
Right, you don't see massive results overnight.
Exactly. But if you stick with it, stay consistent. After 3 months, you'll genuinely be impressed by how far you've come. It takes consistent effort, but it's absolutely doable.
Keeping that long-term view helps manage expectations.
Yeah.
Emphasizes consistency over intense bursts of study. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Well said. Okay, let's quickly recap our 3-month plan. Month 1, all about the fundamentals, building vocab, training your ear with listening, trying out some basic solo speaking.
Month 2 focuses on active engagement, real interaction with people, practicing writing, immersing yourself in English media like TV shows with English subtitles.
And month 3 is where you really bring it into your daily life, making an effort to think in English, having those crucial real-world conversations, full immersion, basically.
And the critical thread through all 3 months, consistent daily effort, even just 15 to 30 minutes each day, adds up significantly over time.
Absolutely. And keep expectations realistic. You might not be perfectly fluent in 3 months.
Probably won't be.
Right, probably won't be. But you will see significant improvement. You'll be able to speak, understand, connect with others in English. And that's a major win.
And it's so important to remember, making mistakes is not failure. It's natural, it's necessary. It's actually a sign you're learning and growing.
Couldn't agree more. Mistakes mean you're trying.
Mm-hmm.
So be sure to look out for any extra resources or links we might have mentioned. And just remember, you've got this.
You can do it.
We truly believe that with focus, the right approach, English can become your new superpower, unlocking a whole new world.
A superpower opening up so many doors. Connection, learning, personal growth, all of it.
So for our final thought today, we want you to consider just one small, actionable step you can take today, right now, to kick off or maybe boost your English learning journey based on everything we've talked about.
Just one thing.
Yeah, just one. Think about which of these techniques really clicks with you, with your interests, your learning style, what feels like something you could actually do today or tomorrow.
And our challenge to you is, try it out.
Just pick one thing and get started.
Reflect on what part of learning English excites you most, and let that guide your first step.
We'll get you next time on The Deep